Hello, I'm Nick Carraway. Some of you might remember me from that extremely popular novel among many high school teachers, The Great Gatsby, by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's an extremely good read, I do recommend it. However, that's not the reason we've all gathered here for. Currently, a very peculiar case is about to go down in one Salem courthouse pertaining to that same Gatsby, who has been accused of a hit and run and murder on Myrtle Wilson.
No, Myrtle, no!
Due to dwindling time and poor communication, a case that could have most effectively been taken care of in one of New York courthouses has been given principal attention to one courthouse in Salem, Massachusetts within Arthur Miller's The Crucible. I mean, Salem! Why would they pick Salem? I realize that times are tough down there, but I've heard that the attitude of the Salemites has increasingly become more of a witch hunt. Ah, there he is now.
Come on, Nick, ready to try.
Alright. Are you ready?
I'm gonna plead guilty. I'm gonna take the fall for Daisy.
You can't. All she's gonna do is take Tom, some other town where they don't know her name.
Okay, well maybe I should. If she goes to prison for the rest of her life, I'm not gonna be able to live with myself.
How are you gonna live with yourself if all the hard work you've done over the rest of your life is erased?
Is this the right place? This looks super weird.
Well, I think Wilson's already in there.
You sure, old sport?
Well, the whole world isn't your mansion.
Judge Stanford, that's the man who ran over my wife.
Hey, quiet. Haven't you ever heard of innocent until proven guilty?
Order in the court!
Mr. Wilson, if you could please come up here in an orderly fashion and tell us why you think Mr. Gatsby is the man who committed the crime.
Gatsby is the man who ran over my wife. I saw him drive off with his car. Mr. Gatsby is just careless with everything he does, with those extravagant parties of his and all. He has no respect for the people of the lower class, and now my beloved wife has paid the price. But he can't buy himself out of this one.
I have no idea what that was all about, but thank you for your testimony. You may now go back to your seat. Would Mr. Nick Carraway please come up to the stand? State your testimony.
After being his neighbor and a close friend for a very long time now, I would say that there is no possible way that Mr. Gatsby could have killed Myrtle Wilson. There's also his lost love that he's become a victim of these past few years. One, Daisy Buchanan has continuously run away from his affections, making him go rather crazy. So, in total, it makes no sense for Gatsby to throw away his life's desire in a simple automotive accident.
I don't really understand anything you're saying, but thank you for your testimony, Mr. Carraway. You can now go back to your seat. Mr. Gatsby, please come up to the stand.
Now, I'm gonna tell the truth, as complicated and convoluted as it is. So, as I walked into this courtroom, I'll admit that I did not plan to defend myself against the charges presented against me. However, the testimony of my good friend Nick has convinced me otherwise. So here's what happened. I allowed Daisy to drive in a state of extreme stress, and I tried to stop her when I saw that she was going to hit Myrtle, but I failed. So, don't think me a coward. I'm not trying to betray Daisy, but I only wish that you were merciful in drawing up charges against her, Mr. Wilson. That is my case.
Judge Danforth, those were all lies. I saw him hit Myrtle with my own eyes.
Order! Whoa, who are you?
That's not important. Although some people call me allies. I just heard that Mr. Gatsby was on trial today, and I wanted to say to everyone that he's such a great guy. I've gone to all of his parties, and he is such a good library. Like, full of books. How could a guy with so many books be so bad?
Did I hear the word books? You've been reading. You're a witch. I knew it from the moment you walked in. You're a witch. Your spirit's been bothering me, and it is trying to possess me.
What's going on here?
Mr. Proctor.
Well, this man is on trial for murdering my wife, Myrtle.
Where are you all from?
New York.
New York? Abigail, these people aren't even from here. They're foreigners. You can't accuse them of being witches since they're not from here. You can't come in here with your wild accusations like you did my wife. How did you even get in this courtroom in the first place?
You wouldn't be defending him unless you were a witch.
None of this even makes sense. You cannot say that.
Wait,
You can't
not
do that.
I don't know why we started this case in the first place. I don't know who you are, but you need to get out. You two are innocent. I don't know what a hit and run is or what a car is, but this case is settled. It's done.
It's ridiculous!
Sorry for the confusion back there, Mr. Gatsby. There's been a lot of accusations of witchcraft in our town. Abigail, the girl that was in there, she's been the main accuser of all of them. She has a grudge against me, and she won't stop until she destroys me. So, I apologize for everything that happened.
Well, it's no problem at all. At least the trial ended the way it ended.
I guess you're right.
Hey, you've gone away with enough things already. This one's for Myrtle. That's for helping him.
And so it was, in a fit of rage, George Wilson had killed two innocent men. Two great men, John Proctor and Jay Gatsby. During the course of the trial, never once did Wilson consider Gatsby's argument anything more than a tremendous lie, and never once did Abigail consider the consequences of her selfish actions, geared only toward her revenge. Perhaps more importantly, Gatsby never once thought he might be incapable of winning back Daisy through sheer force of will. And because of his obsession for her, he was murdered. Murdered for a crime he did not commit, while Daisy was able to roam freely with her husband Tom. Abigail was left to further damage the people of Salem for her own purposes, with Judge Danforth's unwitting cooperation. George Wilson was later found dead not more than 10 feet away from the site of the murder, perhaps still not satisfied with all of his killing. Of course, in all of this purposeless tragedy, Wilson ultimately failed even in exacting his revenge, as his wife's true killer was left unharmed. For this course of events, almost no one left unscathed, but for some perhaps left pure. Perhaps this trial was even a great crucible after all. Due to the dwindling time and freaking money,
I let Daisy when she... No. Okay.
Treasure.